What, fool? Section to, do my thing. And I get called to the freaking office again. Sitting in front of my supervisor with her supervisor. So I'm like, okay. No, I was not called to the office. I was called to the not the break room, the waitress room. So basically like where we prepare some of the drinks. So they were like, so there's a couple out there and they're really intoxicated and they keep saying Willow and you're the only waitress. They keep saying go get Willow, and you're the only one that looks like Willow. And I go, okay. Well, they go, so my supervisor gets cut off by her supervisor and was like, oh, this is like the second time in less than 24 hours that we've gotten reports about you. And I was like, those reports have nothing to do with me. And he was like, well, the first time, it was about your hair. Thank you for growing it out. And I was like, I just looked at him like, what do you want me to say? You're welcome? Because you're not. Then he goes, and then the second time was you standing next to a client, a high roller client too long trying to get a tip. And I was like, no, I was not asked that. I was not trying to get a tip. And I spoke with the dealer when I checked in today, and she stated that she never said anything like that. And he was like, oh, so you're going back to the other employees? I was like, I'm not going back. We had a conversation and she stated that she did not say anything like that. But why am I in here now? He was like, well, according to what, I'm not going to say my supervisor's name, but according to, you've overserved a couple who are right now really intoxicated. And I go, I haven't served them a drink. I haven't served them anything except for water. And you can look at the cameras and see that I have given them water, have shaken my head, and they moved to a whole nother section so somebody else can serve them. And he was like, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go check the cameras, and we're also gonna go check the cameras for when you were in the high roller room, because this is 3 times we had calls about you and blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay, sir. But am I allowed to go back out there and work? So as I'm walking out, as all 3 of us are walking out, myself, my supervisor, and her supervisor, here comes the couple. Willow. And I was like, hey guys. So these are my supervisors. This is my direct supervisor, and this is her supervisor. Did I ever deliver you 2 any drinks? And the my supervisor was like, no. I was like, we're here. And the couple was like, no, you gave us water. Kind of made us drink water. Like, we don't want to drink it, but you brought us water. So we wanted to be like good people and drink the water. But we went over to the tables and we got another girl who gave us drinks. We ended up getting 2 drinks. Coke, what is it? Roman and Coke. Jack and Coke. And I look at the supervisor. My supervisor is like, she's red. Red, because she's so embarrassed. So he was like, you're just awesome. As soon as we left you and we went to the tables, we got 2 drinks. You're really a lucky charm. And I hit. And he tips me $100, what is it called? $100 chip. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Well, you two, you should take a break from the drinks and try to sober up, maybe drink some coffee, chill a little bit, gamble some more, and I'll see you around, and hopefully I'll see your brother again. But I don't think I'll see them because I've been restricted from being in a high roller room due to him hitting a freaking whatever you call it, jackpot, and he tipped me money. They was like, oh, that's unfair. That's not fair. Is it because you're black? This was a white country ass couple that said that in front of both of the supervisors. And I was like, I don't know. You tell me. Have a great night. Go on by my day. So I do my shift. I have a great time, you know. And I'm walking around doing my thing, making money. And I finally get to meet another black waitress. Her name, I'm gonna name her. I think her name was Star. And she was so sweet. And she was like, have you gotten in trouble for your haircut? And I was like, yeah. They were like, yeah. She said, the other waitresses were talking about you, and they were saying like, people are going to recognize you more because you look different than the rest of us. When I tell you, the next time I came into work, it was a white girl who would pin her hair to the side, like literally pin it, slick it down and pin it so it hit like that, like come over like that, so it mimicked my hairstyle. All right, so I guess first couple of months, I hit I got the bottom floor. They kept me at the bottom. Then I guess I graduated to the top. I don't know. I ended up going to the second floor. And when I say like, I loved the second floor because that was the poker room. We had the poker room. And at this time that I got to do the poker room, this was my first time being on the upstairs floor, the second floor. And they told us, okay, because of the tournaments and everything that's going on, it was a poker tournament. You would get paid $8.25. I think it was $8.25 or $8.50. And I was like, bet, because we had to do like overtime or I can't remember what it was. I don't know what was like, why they was paying me $8 and whatever. But before, while I was on the downstairs, I was supposed to be getting paid $4, like I think $4.50 instead. So they basically like doubled my amount, my regular payment, like not regular payment, but my regular income from them. And then I just do whatever with the tips. So I ended up getting the top floor all the time. And people in the poker room would request me. And people who always did the slots upstairs, they would request me. And it was like people who stayed on the first floor stayed on the first floor. People who stayed on the second floor stayed on the second floor. But most of the tables were on the first floor. But for some odd reason, a lot of the waitresses like being upstairs because there was a high roller room downstairs, but the poker room was the high roller room. And to get those hours with the tournaments, they tried to rotate all the waitresses. And I think they cut our shifts down, so we got to, the waitresses got to work more. All the waitresses got to work upstairs. Boom. I permanently get upstairs, like basically upstairs. So during a poker tournament, they paying us $8 something and we getting tips. So I'm working and everything, and let me tell you something. They hired this white girl with me. Me and her did orientation, and she would come to work drunk. She would come to work drunk. Like you could smell it. Like she had literally went out the night before and it came to work drunk. So I wouldn't say she was drunk, but she was a little tipsy. And she was cool. She was sweet. I mean, she could work drunk anyway. Somebody reported somebody reported her. I don't know who told on her, but she came to me. She was like, oh my God, somebody like told on me, said that I was at work drunk and blah, blah, blah. She was like, I just literally went out and then I came to work. Like, I don't see what the problem is. It's not like I was getting orders messed up. And I was like, you'll be fine. You know, it's just like a warning. Did they write you up or anything? She was like, no, not from what I know, but I mean, like, I've never gotten in trouble. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you'll be fine. I was like, I've been spoken to the supervisor 3 times and was basically told that, you know, I was giving intoxicated people more drinks. I was a gang member because I had lines in my hair and everything. She was like, what? I said, yeah. She's like, that's weird. Well, I hope you don't get in trouble no more. All right, so boom. I work for about 6 months. I don't know. Yeah, I think about 6 or 7 months. I'm getting upstairs. I'm taking people's taking people's shifts and everything because I was coming from an income that a dancer had. So I'm looking at my checks and I'm like, wow, I did this. So I would pay my rent and my car note based off my income just from my checks. That would cover my bills. Then I got to keep my tips. And sometimes my bills outweighed what I was getting in the checks. So all I had to do was like take maybe like $100 out my tips and put them towards my bills. Like, I was good. And I had all this play money. So I started, you know, saving up my money and buying shit. So next thing you know, I get called to the office. But let's back up. Now, I told y'all I lived in Kansas and went to work in Missouri. And the drive would sometimes be 45 minutes to an hour. And in the wintertime, it was like an hour and maybe 20 minutes because, I mean, it's snow and black ice. And I will always tell them, like, my supervisor, she was sweet to me. She basically told me, like, I understand. They told everybody that lived in Kansas, I understand y'all live in Kansas. So if anything happens, please call us because it's very dangerous. So anytime I was going to be late, I called. Anytime. It didn't matter. Hey, I'm going to be a little late, da da da. So I get called to the office, right? And this is close to Christmas. I want to say maybe 2 days before Christmas. And I get called to the office and my supervisor, she's sitting there with her supervisor and 2 other people. I go in and they were like, hey, so recently we've been doing payroll and we've been paying you this and this and this amount. And you're supposed to be getting paid $4.25 or something like that. And I was like, okay, so how much I've been getting paid? They said $8 and some change. So I'm thinking to myself, I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? They were like, so we want you to sign this paper stating that as long as you work here, you have to pay back that money. And I'm looking like, huh? Why do I have to pay back the money? Before my supervisor can speak, this asshole, who's her supervisor, goes, well, it's just we overpaid you, and we would think that as an employee you would want to be fair and pay back the money. I said, I'm not responsible for your mishaps. Like, I'm not responsible because somebody in payroll messed up and here comes the new year. I said, you guys keep calling me into this office. The first 2 weeks, me and you have encountered each other 3 times over whatever. I've been considered a gang member. I've I'm sure you would never say that to any black folks. I mean, to any white folks. And you guys basically blame me for giving drinks to a couple that I only gave water to, and you were there. You saw it. Like, I don't get it. And now you guys want me to pay you back because somebody messed up in payroll. That's not fair. I have literally set my life financially around what I receive every month. And this is outrageous. Like, y'all want me to pay y'all back because y'all messed up? So they was like, can you sign this paper saying that you'll pay us back? And I'm looking at the paper and I just scribbled a name on it, like scribble scrabble. And I walked out. I just walked out. And I worked 2 days. 2 days after that, I get called back to the office. So I'm sitting down once again. It's the same two people, and then my supervisor, and then her supervisor. They went down a short list of days that I was late. Now, I made note of every call that I made. I don't know what made me do this. And I was young, and irresponsible. But I was responsible when it came to this. And I was like, every time I came in late, I made sure to call. And you guys let us know, all the people that live far away, especially the ones that live in Kansas during the wintertime, you guys stated that as long as we called and told y'all that we were going to be late, we were fine. And I was never that late. I was probably at the most 20 minutes late, only because we would have snowstorms and ice storms. So they were like, due to this, too many call-ins and everything, I was like, I never called in off. And it was like, well, these 2 days you called in off. I was like, I had a doctor's note and I was sick. And it was like the least busiest days. They were like, so we want to thank you for being a part of the Harris family, but we're going to need your ID, your cards and everything. I'm like, wow. So I gave them one card. They forgot that they also hired me as an entertainer. Yes, they also hired me as a showgirl. So I would sometimes when I wasn't doing waitressing, I would have on the big feathers, the showgirl stuff, the showgirl outfits, the big heavy feathers, the shiny bra and panties and the tights and everything. And it was just, so I kept that. I think I still have it till this day. But I just couldn't believe, I was working for a big corporation. And these people really shitted on me. They didn't give a hell up. They didn't give 2 fucks about me. You telling me I gotta pay y'all money back? This is a multi-million-dollar, probably billion, I don't know, but a multi-million-dollar company. Y'all have a situation in Vegas. Like, what? Anyway, let me tell y'all something real quick. They told me that I couldn't work for them. They said you can no longer work for any Harris anywhere in the world, blah, blah, internationally, whatever. Tell me why I used to work at the Harris in Vegas. I worked there too. Only for a little bit, but yeah, I worked there too. So anyway, that was my story on my first job. I got fired for some bullshit at Harris Casino. And I think it's been over 10 years, so it's like I could talk about it. And I didn't say anybody's name, because the girl Star, I don't even think that's her name. Her name was something else. But it was like Star, somewhere along Star. Anywho, I want to thank y'all for listening to me talk about my first job I got fired at. Thanks. If you like it, click that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe, because I'm going to drop another one. And, y'all can always send me more emails. I like it when y'all interact with me. But I will drop all my socials at the bottom. Y'all have a good day, and peace.